Hi, I'm Peggy Sealfon. I am with the Hub for Health and Wellness, Be Well in Paradise, and we are here today in this beautiful setting at CJ's on the Bay, on Smokehouse Bay, and I'm so excited to be here with
My name is Laura. I'm the general manager here at CJ's on the Bay.
Nick Donatelli, the executive chef at CJ's.
And Brian Rowland of Crave Culinaire and Venue Naples.
fantastic. Well, we have to just jump into these extraordinary Blue Zones inspired dishes because I'm salivating just smelling them.
So good.
Oh my gosh. So, Nick, you designed these, you created these with Blue Zones
Um,
elements?
yes, when David approached us with the project, we really didn't. We had a few things that naturally fit the Blue Zone project already, but we really wanted to try to elevate and put some dishes out there that really spoke to the project and something that really no one else had. So Laura and I got to talking, thinking about it, brainstorming, and it really came down to what do I like to enjoy at home when I make vegetables at home.
Nice.
So I like to do a nice large cut, marinate them real quick in some vinaigrette, and then put them on the grill. Get a nice char, nice little crust on it. Really brings out the flavors for me. A little bit of caramelization. So I took all those thoughts that I had and ended up with what we have is
I
our
smell
charred,
rosemary. Oh, I
charred
can see
veggie
the
stack.
tree in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It is coming through loud and clear. So, can you tell me what this dish is?
It starts out with a vegetable-infused polenta cake on the bottom. It has some roasted red peppers and green onions, made with vegetable stock. So there is no dairy or no meat product in that at all. This is 100% vegan. Then we go on to a portobello mushroom, zucchini, tomato, onion, and jalapeno pepper.
And I even love just the little display of fresh sprouts, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful dish. And now, what's in front of Brian here? Brian, are you salivating
That is
too?
beautiful. Yeah, look at all those colors.
Wow,
This is our beet salad.
love it.
So this is where we get to cheat a little bit with the Blue Zones. There is some cheese on there, but it's goat cheese. So
Perfect.
that's allowed
That's acceptable.
in the Blue Zone program. So we have our spring greens, a little bit of candied pecan, mandarin oranges, and red and yellow beets.
Fantastic. And then,
This is for the folks that really can't get away from eating meat. So this is a Beyond Burger. It's made with pea protein and beet juice in it, and there's a couple other components in there that help make it
Really?
eat like a burger and everything like that. But it's primarily pea protein, so it's vegetarian,
that's
vegan. We
fantastic.
serve it on a honey wheat roll.
It still has a
What are
lot
your
of
seasonings
protein.
on top there?
It's just a little bit of Montreal steak seasoning, just
Nice.
a little nice coarse seasoning. It brings out a little bit more flavor to it. Beautiful.
Fantastic. So, what's your opinion about just Blue Zones inspired dishes and how these
You know, I think
have presented themselves?
being in this community now for almost 20 years, and a few years back, I started connecting with you and with John and or David, and just talking about Blue Zones in general, and understanding that this is not really just a trend. This is something that's actually making an impact here and across the United States on communities that really want people to eat healthier and live a better lifestyle. And to me, when I see this food, I see bright, I see color, I see architecture, I see things that
Oh
are
my gosh,
appealing,
vertical
right?
food,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, they
love
always
it.
say we eat with our eyes first, and you've
We
done
do.
such a spectacular job of doing that. We are salivating. I'm not just saying it. Like,
I know.
really am.
I'm really
I
having
know.
a hard
If you
time.
don't mind, I'm
especially
going to
this.
start eating this during this
I
interview.
think I am too.
But for me, inspiration comes from the basis of the premise of this program, which is super important, but really it's the people who are starting to embrace it. And I'm sure you're seeing now that your guests are coming in, they're recognizing you have this huge section on your menu that just highlights Blue Zones, and it's all about what you're doing to provide them with that ability to eat within this lifestyle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just think you're doing a spectacular job at it, and I haven't tried any of this yet, but just looking at it, I can tell it's
Oh my
fresh,
gosh.
it's delicious, and it's beautiful.
So I am curious about just your clientele and how they are embracing.
Well, this
these
has been an
opportunities.
interesting project for us. It was a really easy fit for us because we already did have some naturally vegetarian items on our menu, but when you look at Blue Zones a little bit deeper and you talk about the Power 9 And if you look through that list, you know, with the MOAs, with people, groups getting together, we have a lot of those groups that use CJ's as their place that they come and get together.
Isn't
So we
that
grab a lot
nice?
of that stuff where
Well,
they're
how can
doing
you
their
go
get together,
wrong?
they're having their wine at 5. We have lots of bicycle racks. This community is very much set up for bicycles and those types of things. So we kind of already had a lot of really natural fits here. And we've had a few people that have come to visit us that have said, oh, we saw that you had the Blue Zones items on your menu, so we came. But more often than not, we have folks order these items without even a thought about Blue Zones and what that is, just because they want to have this healthier lifestyle and eat a more plant-based diet.
Right,
And
many
we are
of them
offering these things.
are living or visiting Marco Island,
Right.
and so it is an environment where they're more water oriented, and what's really neat is being able to boat right up to CJ's, right, and
Yep.
you know, or bicycle up,
Yep.
and be able to have access to really healthful dining at the same time in a beautiful environment with
Yeah.
great people. We have one more dish. What's that?
This is our spaghetti puttanesca. It's based off of whole grain spaghetti, no egg in that pasta. And it starts with some extra virgin olive oil, saute some capers, add a little bit of red onion, roasted red pepper, a nice grape tomato medley, and some Kalamata olives. Touch of red pepper flake in there, just a little heat on the back end, and that's one of my favorites.
That's an amazing dish. We sell that. This is a great vegan vegetarian dish, but then it also has the opportunity of adding protein to that, grilled chicken or a piece of salmon or something along that line. And since we introduced these Blue Zones items, we've sold over 13,000 Blue Zones items off of our
That's
menu.
impressive.
And that's people
I'm
that are coming
excited that-
specifically and people that are not coming specifically for Blue Zones items.
Isn't that great?
So
And I'm
it's
excited as a
great.
wellness specialist that there's all these like healthy people walking around Marco Island now. And
Yeah,
so,
well-
you know, that's how I look at this. It really benefits all of us because as we eat healthier and as we feel better, we're able to be more productive and do more and really be more a part of a healthy community. So it's really fabulous.
You know, and part of that too, it's about education, right? And
Absolutely.
I think we were talking about your menu and how it educates everyone once they're reading down. But when I first looked at your menu, I was looking at it on my phone, so I didn't actually get down to that section till the very end.
It's a big menu.
But but in a good way. And what I can say is, as I was looking through it, I was enticed by the way that you were wording everything, and I didn't notice the little blue check mark that indicated Blue Zone until I got to that key at the bottom, and then you had an entire section there. So my question to you is, how many people come in here and order the food they love, just then to realize, like, oh, I'm eating within this Blue Zone category, right? Does the education for them start there? Does your staff interact with them and then help them understand what it is that they're doing? And do they come back afterwards now focused more on wanting to eat?
Yeah, you know, we've done some very intensive training with our staff. David Longfield Smith has come and done trainings for us. The staff is, we feel with our staff that they have to know what they're serving in order to be able to do a great job. And so they all know all about Blue Zones. They know about the Power 9, and they can talk to every guest about it. And I don't know that our guests a lot of times are consciously ordering these items. Like you said, you didn't notice that little blue check mark right away. And there's probably folks that never noticed that little blue check mark, but order it anyway because that's what they'd like to have. So, you know, it's when we have the opportunity to educate about it, we absolutely do. One of the reasons we're doing this today. But, you know, the great news is that there is a shift in mindsets with people, that they are doing a little bit more plant-based diets. And when you're on vacation, and we know that people are very indulgent on vacation and diets don't count and all that stuff, but this is a great way to stay sort of in your dietary zone without, you know,
And have a great time.
and still have a lovely meal.
Absolutely.
Have a lovely meal and be outdoors
Yep.
on the bay. I mean, this has everything. There's a wonderful gazebo that people can come outdoors and gather around, and again, creating that kind of, you know, get with your tribe, enjoy, relax, and really feel good. And so it's really exciting to see what you're offering here and doing it so exquisitely.
Well, thank you. Our chef's done an amazing job with these dishes, and and our guests are responding very positively. So it's very, very exciting.
Congratulations.
So have you had any influence as a former chef on the development of the dishes?
I try very hard to let Chef do his thing. It's time
Nice.
for him to spread his wings
That's great.
and do his thing. But that being said, and Chef mentioned it a little earlier, we do have a lot of conversations back and forth. We've worked together now so long that we know each other well enough that we can bounce ideas back and forth with each other, and we start here at, point A, and by the time we get to point C, it's something completely different, but we've both put our thoughts in on it. It turns out to be cool.
Very,
So we
yes.
have a great working relationship.
How much
that way.
of that involves the feedback from the guest?
We listen to their feedback and take it into account, and if it's valid,
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we'll definitely try something. We change our menu occasionally twice a year, but definitely at least once a year. So we'll put it out there. We'll get the feedback from our guests, from our staff, what they're saying about it, and obviously we run the numbers as well with what we sell.
Well, and I think
Makes
the
sense.
proof is in the numbers now, right?
Yep.
13,000 of these. That's
right.
a lot. Whether
Yep.
they're here to eat Blue Zones or here to eat great food, it speaks volumes about how well your food is presented and how much they enjoy it.
Absolutely.
well, and we do attract a lot of guests for our number one main attraction, which is this amazing marina behind us. And if we can provide them an excellent experience while they're here, both with food and service, that's what we strive for
It's
every
the
day.
total package,
That's right.
clearly.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you, Brian, for being here, and Laura and Nick.
Pleasure.
Sensational job. This is fantastic. You must come and explore CJ's on the Bay on Marco Island. I'm Peggy Sealfon with Be Well in Paradise, and I wish you be well in paradise.